Nancy Grace on the arrested Idaho murder suspect, his words would suggest an accomplice. Crime Stories host Nancy Grace dissects the latest details about the Idaho murderer suspect and his arrest on Hannity. Now that officials have arrested a suspect in the murder of 4 University of Idaho students, questions loom over Brian Christopher Kohberger's motive and what is next for the murder suspect. However, the suspect's haunting question to police has some asking whether he acted alone. On Hannity, Friday, Crime Stories host Nancy Grace analyzed Kohberger's response to officials when he asked them whether he was the only one arrested. Grace said that would suggest that there is an accomplice. Forensically, it appears that there was only one type of weapon used. So what am I supposed to think? They handed the knife off to each other? No. But could someone have been a lookout? Did someone help plan it? Possibly. Possibly. But in my mind, highly doubtful, Grace said. Moscow Police Chief James Fry said Kohberger acted alone in an interview with Fox News' Christina Corbin. Officials took Kohberger into custody in Scranton, PA, in the early hours of Friday morning. Police say he was a graduate student at Washington State University and that he had been living in Pullman at the time. He is in Monroe County, Pennsylvania jail while waiting to be extradited to Idaho. Idaho murder suspect Kohberger's Pennsylvania classmates say he was bright, awkward, bullied in school. This photo provided by Monroe County, PA, Correctional Facility shows Brian Kohberger. Arrest paperwork filed by Pennsylvania State Police in Monroe County Court, Friday, December 30, 2022, said Kohberger, 28, was being held for extradition in a criminal homicide investigation in the killings of 4 University of Idaho students, based on an active arrest warrant for first-degree murder issued by the Moscow Police Department and Latah County Prosecutor's Office. This photo provided by Monroe County, PA, Correctional Facility shows Brian Kohberger. Arrest paperwork filed by Pennsylvania State Police in Monroe County Court, Friday, December 30, 2022, said Kohberger, 28, was being held for extradition in a criminal homicide investigation in the killings of 4 University of Idaho students, based on an active arrest warrant for first-degree murder issued by the Moscow Police Department and Latah County Prosecutor's Office. Monroe County, PA, Correctional Facility via AP. Grace further analyzed the suspect, apprehended after waiting over a month for answers into the Idaho murders. He didn't go in to steal. He didn't go in to rape anybody. He went into that home with the intent to kill, Grace said. Take a look at this guy. Would it surprise you to see him, that face staring in your bathroom window? Because it would not surprise me. Kohberger was reportedly studying to get a PhD in criminal justice and had already received a master's degree in criminology. Grace highlighted his education as a noteworthy revelation. Idaho murders, sources tell Judge Janine Pirro genealogical DNA helped nab suspect. This guy has got a master's degree in criminology. He's currently working on a PhD in criminal justice. Yet he drove the getaway car all the way and parked it outside of Mommy's house. Are you kidding me? She said. Another thing we know about this guy. He has been described as obsessively vegan to the point that he made his parents get rid of their pots and pans, the Fox Nation host added. He is obsessive. He is fastidious. He's about 6 feet tall. He's socially awkward. He planned this whole thing. Kohberger is charged with 4 counts of murder and felony burglary for allegedly stabbing to death 4 University of Idaho students Kylie Goncalves, 21, Madison Mogan, 21, Ethan Chapin, 20, and Xana Kernadel, 20. Police have still not found the murder weapon or identified a motive. Moscow, Idaho police believe suspect Kohberger acted alone, chief says video. Grace claimed it is likely Kohberger got rid of the weapon saying, I think he studied long enough getting his master's and soon his PhD in criminology to know to get rid of the murder weapon. Other questions about the murders remain. From the get-go, we said a male between 25 and 38 to 40. A white male, because people normally kill within their own race. single, which he is. As a matter of fact, there's no indication of a girlfriend and ex-fiancé. Even a high school girlfriend hasn't been dug up yet, Grace said. So is this guy an incel? What was his motivation? Idaho murders, slain student's dad says alleged killer's arrest is first sense of joy in weeks. Grace also raised an eyebrow at the fact the suspect did not try to get rid of the vehicle tied to the investigation. I am confounded by the fact that he kept the car, she explained. Maybe you couldn't explain that away to mommy and daddy. And that car, as you heard a few minutes ago, is going to be a treasure trove. While it is a sign of progress in the investigation, Grace acknowledged that no answer or development can ever fully provide closure after losing a loved one. There's no such thing as closure, she said. This guy will probably end up with a life sentence unless a jury comes to their senses and gives him the death penalty. These families, and I know as being a victim of violent crime, you get a life sentence for the rest of your life wondering what your loved one went through at the time of their death. It will never be over for them. There is no closure for these families. Fox News' Chris Eberhardt contributed to this report.